There are many types of shotgun that have evolved over the ages, but in this case, although we'll discuss some of the others just so you understand them, as part of my shooting series we'll look more at the Damascus shotguns, how Damascus were made, a beautiful old and traditional way of making Damascus barrels. And to demonstrate this I'm going to use both an old hammer gun and a hammerless gun in rose pattern and twist Damascus. Here are some examples of hammer guns, where you see there's a hammer that is released by the trigger to then hit the primer on the cartridge, which then fires the cartridge. Below right is another example of a hammer gun, and different examples of types of Damascus barrels. The way that the iron and steel rods are twisted together around a mandrel and then hammered down under white heat denotes what pattern will actually happen, as you can see here. Also below here is a hammerless gun on the bottom right. Now let's look at the two guns we're actually going to use and how the barrels have been made. In this case we've got a hammerless gun, which is a beautiful piece with a rose patterned barrel. This is a box lock ejector, which means that the cartridges are actually ejected after they've been fired by the guns, by the extractors, and the box lock is a fairly simple mechanism that can only be taken apart by being totally unscrewed, whereas a side lock you can normally take the sides off the lock to see the mechanism inside. The rose pattern Damascus tends to be a much finer twist than the twist Damascus. You see here that the pattern actually resembles roses as they finely intertwine around the barrels. This is done by hammering a rod of iron and a rod of steel around a mandrel or solid rod and twisting them as you go and hitting them hard under white heat to weld them together. These are then joined side by a rib, the central part. With an over and under, of course, they're placed above and below, side by side in this case. Nearly all of these older guns were made as double trigger guns because you have two barrels, therefore you have two triggers. Here is the box lock, and then we move on to the stocks themselves, made in Old English walnut. With this gun, the stock was not quite long enough, and because of that, the trigger guard would hit my finger heavily. So I had to add about 2 inches of stock on, again in Old English walnut, and stain, match and polish this in. Making sure the stock fits is vital. This is a right-hand cast stock as I'm a right-hand shooter. Let's move on to the second gun now. In this case a wonderful old hammer gun, both of these guns well over 100 years old. In this case we're going to have a twist Damascus barrel. And if you look underneath the trigger guard, you see there's a lever. This opens the barrels. On the previous gun it was a top lever, in this case it's an under lever gun. Here you can see the hammers on the gun, both at the sides and from above. And it has half cock and full cock. And this is where the term going off half cock comes from, because you pull the hammers back to half when they cannot be released by the triggers as a safety, and then you pull the hammers to full to release them fully to hit the pins that then hit the cartridge. Next you can clearly see the beauty of the twist pattern Damascus. The rose is much finer, the twist is broader, and on many guns the twist is very, very different in pattern. Although we have the basics of the rose pattern and the twist, each maker and each gun will be slightly different, and this is the beauty and individuality of these wonderful guns. So here we are, early morning, late autumn, waiting for a flight of pigeons. About 7 o'clock, and at 7:30 they'll start coming across through and between these trees along a flight line. We can pick them off almost like driven grass. To open this gun and have it ready and safe, we have to pull the hammers to half cock. Only then can we open the gun without the pins hitting the barrels as they open. Then we open the under lever, can load the cartridges. Then when we're ready, later, we can pull the hammers back to full cock. Both of these guns have been nitro-proofed. They're no longer just black powder, they fire the modern cartridges. That's vital to know. And they have 2 3/4 chambers in them, so I'm using an ordinary 2.5 inch cartridge. In this case a 30 gram load, but 28 is fine, or a 1 ounce is fine, with number 6 shot for these pigeon. So at this stage we pull back the hammers ready and keep the gun up in a safe position. And then we can mount straight to the bird whenever one comes across. This hammer gun is a non-ejector gun, so when I fired a cartridge I have to manually pull the cartridge case out with my fingers, but the extractors will have lifted them out about 1/4 of an inch to aid me to do this. I mostly shoot an over and under, and that is a single trigger gun, so getting used to shooting a second trigger takes some doing at first.
Go fetch. Go fetch it. Good girl. Good girl, come here then. There's a good dog. Drop. Good pitch. Good dog. Fetch it, fetch it.
I have a job getting around these days, so having a well-trained gun dog is very useful to me these days, as she goes and gets everything, and it's good to have the companionship as well. Not only the companionship, but using these old traditional guns, the beautiful look of them, the feel of them, is also an added delight.
Good dog.
I find the same in fishing as well, and have a collection of old antique split cane fishing rods, flyer rods and so on that I use occasionally just for fun and sheer pleasure.
Good fetch, good fetch. Good dog. Good girl, come along then. Good dog. Just landed in the tree up there. You're a good girl, aren't you? Good dog. Good girl. Go for it. Get over, hop. Good dog. This is it. Good dog, come on. Good girl. Drop. Good dog. Get over there, hop. Good dog. Come on then. Good girl. Come here. Drop. Good dog. Good fetch. Good girl, come on. Come on. Here. Good girl. In you come. Oh, good dog. Alright, that's a good girl, aren't you? You think we found a tree up there? A couple more coming through it. Just looking through there. Got him. Good fetch. Good fetch. Good fetch. Go on. Go over. Good dog. Fish it here. Come on. Come on. Good dog. Good girl. Come here. Here. Good girl. Come on. Come on then. There's a good dog. Come here. Come here. Drop. Over you go. Over you go. Up. Good dog. Sit down then. That's a good dog. Good fetch. Holly. Good fetch. Up. Good dog. I'm looking over there. Good dog, come here. Good girl. Come here. Come here, come here. Drop, good dog. Get over. Get over, up. Good dog. Sit down there, that's a good dog. Sit, stay. There's a good doggies. Yes. Good and well, it was nice, wasn't it? Yes. Come on. Good dog, drop. Good dog, come on then. Good girl. Good dog, you got him, yeah. Good way over. No. fetch. Good dog. Good dog. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Good dog. Drop. Good girl. Go fetch. Get on, get on, go fetch. Go, get on. Go on, get on, get on, get on, get on. Get on, fetch. Go on, get on, get on. Get on, fetch. Go fetch it. Go fetch it. Go fetch it. Go fetch it. Get on. Get on. Get on. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Good dog. Good girl. Good dog. Drop. Good dog. Sit down. Come on, good girl. Push it here. Come on, here, here. Good dog. Good girl. Yes, good dog. Sit down, sit. Come on, good dog. Good girl. Drop, good dog. Good girl. Come in, isn't it? Good girl, come on, fetch it here, fetch it here. Come on. Up. Good girl. Good girl, come on. Good dog. Drop. Good dog. Come on, bloody thing. Bloody hit. Go fetch it. Go fetch it. Get on there, fetch it. Should come down. Good dog, go fetch. Good dog. Go sit down. Go fetch. Good dog. Good girl, come here. Good dog. Drop, good doggy. There's a good girl. Good fetch. Good girl. Drop it. Good dog. Come sit down. Good dog. Oh, how did I miss that? Good dog. Drop. Good girl. Sit down. Come on here. Sit down. I didn't miss that. Good fetch. Good fetch. Good dog. Come on, good girl. Drop, good dog. Good dog. Good girl. Good dog, sit it here. Come on. Come on then, good girl. Drop, good girl.
Good spot to shoot from. Come here. Sit down, sit down, sit down. Good dog. Good fetch. Today. Good dog. Drop it. Good dog. Get over there. Sit down. Good fetch. Horse, come on. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Come on then. There's a good duckies. There's a good dog. Right. Come over here. Sit down. Good fetch. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Drop. Good dog. Come round here. Come round here. Come round here. Go sit down. Sit down there. There's a good dog now. There's a good girl.
Good fetch. Good girl, come here. There's a good dog. Dog, drop. Come round here. Come round here. Good fetch. Good fetch. You are being a wuss this morning. Come on then. Good girl. Good dog, Rob. Good dog. Done, eh? Good fetch.